it's Maria. Have you ever wondered why you or someone you love struggles with adequate self-esteem? In this video, I'm going to explain what self-esteem is and why some have challenges with it, and a few things to help boost self-esteem. Hi there, my name is Maria Harrison. I am a holistic self-empathy advocate, and I specialize in using communication to aid in the recovery of mental health challenges and becoming all of who we are meant to be. What is self-esteem? There's a large body of work out there by experts about this. Self-esteem is the steam that allows you to put our self in motion. So without self-esteem, our inner self has a hard time surfacing and expressing itself in an authentic way, usually because we're weighed down by negative self-talk, beliefs about ourselves, and just lack of engagement with ourselves. We can just feel weak and not have that energy to move forward. So when we talk about self-esteem, we're talking about the way we feel about ourselves and our levels of self-respect and self-worth. Now, because you may be on a healing or recovery journey, you probably already know that people with adequate self-esteem tend to have very different strategies of meeting their needs than people with lower self-esteem. There's a lot of reasons for that I won't go into now, but why do some people have challenges with low self-esteem? How do we get here? Many people experience that with, living with low self-esteem, at least for some period of time in their lives. It's a state of mind that puts a negative spin on how we interpret the world around us and on our inner worth. So, I go into much more detail in teaching about the different ways that humans begin and then reinforce the patterns that lead to low self-esteem in my course, Wholistic Self-Empathy. But for now, I'll say that our self-esteem can be derailed by repeated messages from others early in life that we interpret as hurtful, making us feel unimportant, invalidated, or unlovable. So those also who experience symptoms of mental illness, substance use, or trauma may be more vulnerable to low self-esteem. So despite whatever conditions that lead to the low self-esteem, it can become a vicious cycle because the confidence and energy that's needed to move ahead can erode and leave us feeling weak, just weaker and weaker in that cycle. And I know that I certainly felt that way in the past. So how do we put the steam back in our self-esteem? One way is to give time and care to others. So I'm not saying give yourself away and just do things for others to distract yourself or to try to earn your self-esteem. What I'm saying is that when we're giving, we get in return. When we are generous, that flows back to us. And when we contribute to life, life contributes back to us. And so another way is to make a list, in the present or the past, what you've accomplished. Sometimes we don't take the time to fully celebrate all of the transitions, phases, things that we've done in our life. And, we could really give more reverence and gratitude for those moments. So take some time to write that down, write some things that you've accomplished, remind yourself that you are capable of accomplishment and you are good at things. Write those down. Another thing to do would be to ask people around you that love you and support you what they most appreciate about you. What do they admire about you? So make sure that this has nothing to do with, or very little to do about things you have done, because those are accomplishments, but how have you made an impact on others, right? Like, how has you just being met other people's needs? that means something. Another final thing would be to change the negative self-talk into accurate or positive self-talk. I won't go into it here, but start by observing your self-talk with compassion, without judgment. Practice acknowledging when the self-talk is negative, critical, harsh, or just unkind. Identify the patterns of the content and the timing of this kind of talk and start there. In my Holistic Self-Empathy course, I teach about how to shift that negative self-talk into accurate self-talk, positive self-talk, both consciously and subconsciously. Emphasis on the subconscious. And I also teach about cognitive distortions that helps you become more aware when we're using them so that we can interrupt those habits and those mental shortcuts that interrupt and cut ourselves and our connections down. Remember, you are the expert in your life. You have strengths and many things that are in fact working for you. You are not your thoughts. You can learn from the challenges in your life and be more of who you are meant to be at any moment. So if you start with a desire to understand, we can all be peacemakers from within and without. So thank you so much for watching, and make sure to like this video and subscribe if you're on YouTube. If you're on my blog, leave me a comment with your takeaways. I'd love to hear from you. And I will be opening my Holistic Self-Empathy course soon, so sign up for my newsletter to stay in the loop. Thank you so much, and see you soon. Bye.